Namaste yogis, welcome to the Yoga Pantry with me, Tash. Today we've got a special practice. It is a slow yoga practice, so it's going to be quite long, but it's going to be amazing. It's not a restorative practice by any means. It is definitely challenging, and I started out this practice today with a little bit of a headache. And now I actually feel amazing, and I feel very stretched out and open and very connected to my body. So we're going to look at our breath. We're going to connect to ourselves very deeply through this practice. So embrace the challenge, enjoy the practice, and I'll see you on the mat. Begin in corpse pose, shavasana. Allow your legs to drop out wider than the hips. Toes turned out. Arms at your side, at least a few inches from the torso, with your palms turned up. Allow your awareness to rest wherever you experience the breath in your body. Let go of any thoughts or preconceived notions you have about the breath or how you've been taught to breathe properly. And just notice. Notice the breath coming and going. Let go of any need or want to control or manipulate the breath and just see for yourself what's happening right now. You might feel the breath rising and falling in your abdomen. You might feel it more in your chest. Or maybe you feel your ribs expanding and contracting. You might notice it in the tips of the nostrils or at the back of the throat. Wherever you feel or notice the breath, rest your attention there. Get to know that in-breath as an in-breath and the out-breath as an out-breath. Notice the feeling, the tone, the length of the breath. When you inhale, there's a subtle sense of expansion and of tension. And with that exhalation, usually there's an experience of release and contraction. Notice the different qualities of your breath. Follow the entire breath body. Get to know the long breath and the short breath without trying to make your breath even. Your breath may be long or short, shallow or deep, fast or slow, rough or smooth. They may change. Pay attention without trying to make any particular quality happen. Just notice, stay neutral, and notice the changes as they happen naturally in your body. As you become super aware of this breath, start to include your whole body in this awareness. Are you holding tension in your face, in your body, your legs, your buttocks? Are you still trying to hold yourself up in any way? And now that you've become aware of it, does that tension go? Feel the weight and the volume of your body. Notice the floor as it rises up to meet you and support you. Can you feel or become aware of the very tips of your toes and your fingers without moving them? Are you still aware of your physical body, where your body begins and ends as you relax into this space? Or do the boundaries become a little more fuzzy? Notice the parts of the body that contact the floor. And notice the parts that rise away from the floor, like the back of the knees, the back of the neck. Where else does the body rise away from the floor? Stay present and focused on this exercise. Try not to drift off into a daydream. Just remain still and aware of your breath. Try not to drift off to sleep. Stay here with me, breathing, noticing, witnessing, and feeling all the sensations in your body. Soften your face, your eyes, your jaw. As your body relaxes deeper, does the quality of your breath change? Gradually, we'll move from observing the breath and the body at rest into observing the breath and the body as it starts to move. Once again, let go of all that you think you know about your body and how your body moves. Like an infant, just discovering your hands and your feet. Slowly, tentatively, start making your first movements. Maybe wriggling or wiggling a little. Notice the quality of your breath and gently start to slowly slide the right heel along the floor, bending the knee towards the ceiling as you slide your foot towards your buttock. Notice and pay attention to the feeling tone of the leg and the whole body. Do you feel any changes in your weight distribution? Does it change the sensations around the pelvis as the foot moves to the buttock? Once you reach your buttock, slowly lift the foot off the floor And bring the knee into your chest while holding it in with both hands. Just feel into this. Notice where you feel a stretch. Notice also how you feel in your extended leg, how you feel in your lower back. Continue to breathe. Slowly begin to lower the foot to the floor near the buttock again, and then very slowly slide it out straight, noticing where you feel or you know that you can now fully release the weight of the leg to the floor safely. Do you notice any changes in the breath and the tone, the feeling tone throughout the body? Have you been holding tension, or have you been holding the breath? And let's repeat on the other side, so very slowly once more. Start to move that heel along the floor, bending the knee towards the ceiling as you slide the foot towards the buttock, paying attention to the feeling tone in your leg, paying attention to the distribution of weight or the change of where the center of gravity is in your pelvis. Once the foot reaches the buttock, gently lift the foot off the floor and bring the knee into your chest. Observing once more any sensations in the muscles, in the skin tone, in the tendons, the ligaments, in the breath, in the other leg. Continue to breathe. Notice if you're holding tension in your neck, your jaw, your shoulders. And gently release that foot once more, sliding it softly back, down towards the earth, where once more you feel like you can release it completely. And if it feels like you want to take a deep stretch, you can do that. Otherwise, gently and softly roll over to your side and make your way up to an easy cross-legged position. Notice which shin you naturally placed in front first. Try and sit on the sit bones a little bit forward of the sitting bones. If you feel like your pelvis rolls backwards, rounding your lower back, you can modify this pose by sitting up onto a blanket or a block to give you more comfort and allow you more access up the spine. With your hands beside your hips, feel the sitting bones pressing down into the ground. Feel the energy rising up the length of your spine and up through the crown of your head. Notice where the weight of your body connects and presses down into the earth. Gently rest your hands on your knees and close your eyes. Allow yourself to open up to the feeling of just sitting. Begin to lean as far to the right as you can without falling over, and see what happens to that feeling tone in your body. Where does your body start to grip or hold tension to keep you from falling? What's happened to the center of gravity? Notice your breath. Has it changed? Is it deep and full, relaxed? Or is it a little more forced? There are no right or wrong answers here. It's just observing, witnessing, and really getting to know your body. Slowly start to lean over to the left as far as you can. And watch how the tone of your body changes, the feeling tone across the range of motion. Do you get more relaxed as you come through the center point? Does it tense up as you start to move off center? Coming gently back to center, start to rock gently from side to side with smaller and smaller movements. Just observing where the center of gravity is and allowing your breath to show you where the center is. Maybe you start to feel your breath growing more relaxed and smoother. Maybe you feel the tension in your upper back and shoulders start to ease. Allow your body to be your guide. Allow your breath to show you where your center is. Start to extend forward over your crossed legs. Depending on how restricted you are in your movement, you may just rest with your hands in front of you. Maybe you rest with a block or two for your forehead. Or maybe you can bring your forehead right down onto your arms. As you rest here, notice where the breath is felt in your forward fold. Do you feel the breath expanding through the back of the body, the sides of the body? Is your abdomen restricted? Maybe you can feel your ribs more clearly, expanding and contracting. And once more, notice, are you holding tension anywhere in the body? And can you breathe it out? Does the in-breath gently lift the body like a little balloon rising? And does the out-breath allow you to release and get a little deeper into your bend? Don't exaggerate this movement, just notice. Avoid controlling it, avoid stopping it, or making it, forcing it to happen. Let it unfold. Let your breath guide you. Let your breath move the body freely. And allow yourself to surrender into this experience. Gently start to draw your belly button back up to your spine and allow that movement to roll you up one vertebra after the other until you reach back up to your easy cross-legged position. And now taking the other shin over the top. Does this feel weird? Unnatural? And gently start to pendulum yourself over to one side and slowly over to the other side, noticing the breath, the feeling tone in your body, coming back up again and making that pendulum motion gradually get smaller and smaller as you observe and feel the breath, the body, the sensations. And as you come back to center, gradually fold forward, noticing if the sensations are the same through your body as they were before. Maybe there's more ease, more familiarity, or maybe this side is tighter. Observe your breath, observe your body. Surrender the tension. Observe if you feel compression anywhere in the body. And none of these things are wrong. They're just observations. Observe where you feel tension in your body. Is the tension muscular? Is it something else? Is the compression the stopping of your body moving forward because your flesh has connected to flesh? Or maybe your bone has connected to flesh? Or maybe your bones have connected to bone? Just observe what kind of compression you experience in this fold. And notice your breath. How does it behave? As you gently rise up slowly, observe the breath once more. Placing your right hand beside your hip, stretch your left arm up. And then you can slowly slide the right hand out to the side, placing your forearm on the ground while bending over to the right. Continue to ground your left sitting bone while stretching up and out through the fingers of your left hand. If it feels okay, turn your gaze to the ceiling. And if your arm is blocking your gaze, see if you can move the arm back a little more towards your ear. Notice, where is the breath experienced in your body right now? What is the difference between your left and right sides? As you breathe in, gently rise up. As you draw your fingers up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, release your left arm to your side. Raising your right arm. Gently slide your way over to the left side. Continue to observe this feeling as you stretch up and out through that right arm, up and out through your fingers. Observe your breath as you reach and stretch and feel the energy coming out through your fingers. Where is your breath experienced now? What is the difference in the feeling tone between the right and the left side? How do your sitting bones feel? Are they grounded and connected? Or are you rising up slightly to compensate? Maybe you can gaze up to the ceiling on this side. Maybe you can't. Maybe you can draw that arm back a little more. Maybe you can't. And as you take a deep breath in, bring your hand back up to the sky, reaching up and through those fingers. And as you exhale, allow the arm to come down by your side once more. Gradually make your way into tabletop position with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. On an exhalation, round your back towards the ceiling, tilting the pelvis backwards and tucking the tailbone, like bringing your tail between your legs. Allow your head to hang down as you gaze back towards your pelvis. And as you breathe in from that pelvis, start to tilt the pelvis as your belly drops down towards the floor and the crown of your head gently starts to rise. Feeling that soft, gentle back bend. Allow your natural breath to guide the movement. Allow the breath to initiate the movement and follow the rhythm of your breath to create the rhythm of your movement. Begin the movement by tilting your pelvis and let that movement generate the action and the flow through the spine like a wave. Pay attention to the body and the breath, as well as all of the feelings and sensations that arise from this movement. Continue at your own pace, flowing through your spine, initiating the movement from the tail on both the inhale and the exhale. Take your time, experience it fully. Notice your breath, your body. Where is the tension? Where is the release? Where is the compression that helps build our strong, healthy bones? Where is the strength and where is the softness? And through all of the movements today, being aware of any sensations that don't feel right. Whenever you get a pain, sharp, shooting, even dull, we want to take note of that and avoid, adjust, modify, because that is the body saying no. We shall not go here. This is not safe for us today. So always observing and honoring the messages from your body. And on your last in-breath, come back to a neutral spine when you're ready. Tuck your toes underneath. And then start to reach back through your sitting bones, pressing up and back into your downward facing dog. If you have tightness here, bend the knees and maybe even step the feet a little wider than hip width apart. Allow your sitting bones to rise and lift. Your heels do not need to come to the floor, but you can imagine or visualize a feeling that they are sinking down towards the floor. As long as you're not compromising the length and the lovely elongation through your back. As you breathe into this posture, shift your weight gently from limb to limb, slow enough to feel the changes in the tension and the relaxation of the body. Does your breath change as you take a lot more of the weight into one limb over another? How does that feel in the tension or the compression of your body? Start to shift your body weight more and more into the center, distributing your weight evenly as you can. Allowing the energy to rise up through your tail. And notice the quality of the breath once more. Does it grow more even and easy and steady? Relax the position of the head and play with the position of the shoulders. Make sure they're comfortable and strong and supported. Maybe drawing the shoulders away from the ears and rolling your armpits towards your face. And as we move into a lunge, you can either step straight through from down dog or take your knees down to step your right foot forward between your hands. Keep the back leg extended behind you, knee off the floor, reaching out through the back heel. Ensure that your front foot, the knee is over the ankle or maybe even slightly behind the ankle to find strength through that bone structure. You may need a block beside you to lift higher, or if you can rise up onto your fingertips, roll your shoulders down your back and allow your heart to expand and open forward as you gaze gently forward, keeping the natural curves of your spine alive. Try not to strain or become rigid. Keep a softness and ease in your pose, a stable, comfortable base. Allow the breath to move freely through your body. If the breath is ragged and jagged and constricted, or if you're straining, that's a sign that you need to just ease off. Allow the breath to guide you to a more easeful position. Reaching through the heel and opening through the chest, enjoy that elongation through your body. Experiencing once more, where are you holding tension? Where is the body tight? Is it muscular? Is it around the tendons, ligaments, joints? Maybe there's a little restriction around the muscles because it's your connective tissue, your fascia. Or maybe there's restriction in the bone structure of your body, and thus you're hitting compression. All of this is just lovely information to take on board as you breathe. Gently start to move back either to your tabletop position or your downward facing dog, so that we can step through on the other side and experience our lunge on the left leg. Once again, lining up the heel over the ankle of the front leg, reaching out through the heel of the back leg, expanding and opening the heart forward while maintaining the lovely natural curves of your spine. Find an easeful position. Observe the breath. Tune in to your body and allow your own internal wisdom to guide you into exploring the fullness of this pose, however that may express itself through your unique body. Listen to the breath, ease off if it feels strained. Find gentleness, find kindness in your pose. As we create a gentle stress on our body, we allow the body to become stronger. We don't want to overstress it, but there is the gentle, healthy stress of strengthening and lengthening, compression and tension happening through our body. Observe where that is. Breathe. From that lunge, step forward into a forward fold. You can have blocks with you. Allow your feet to be hip width apart and allow the toes to turn out into any position that allows your knees to bend straight forward, keeping the knees in a comfortable position. Allow your sitting bones to rise as your torso drapes over your legs, and if you are super tight, bend your knees. Use blocks if you need to, and maybe rest the arms, the hands a little higher up the legs. If you feel a lot of tension in the lower back, soften a little and bend the knees. Remember, we're not looking for pain, but if it feels good, allow yourself to experience the stretch. Feel free to cross your arms, holding your elbows, and just hang. Noticing again where you're holding tension and seeing if you can explore that tension and release it. As you breathe, notice the inhale. Does it lift the body slightly? Again, like a little balloon rising. As you exhale, do you feel yourself releasing back into that forward bend, maybe even getting a little deeper? Maybe not. Just feel that gentle bobbing up and down, like a cork on the surface of slightly wavy water. Don't exaggerate the movement. Allow the natural, organic movement of your breath to create the rise and the fall. Be here to experience it, not to make it happen, not to force it, but to observe, to experience, to notice. Allow your arms to drop back down, freely dangling. Softly bend the knees, draw the navel up towards your spine so that you feel strength through the core. And as you press through the earth, feel your body roll up one vertebra at a time. Notice if you can feel your spine. Well, notice how much or how little of your spine you can actually experience. Allow the breath to be normal and natural as you roll up one vertebra at a time, all the way up to the neck and all the way up so the crown of the head shines up to the heavens once more. Notice any tension that may have arose in your body as you rolled up. Notice how your body feels now. Standing with your feet hip width apart in Tadasana, mountain pose. Allow your weight to shift gently from foot to foot, side to side. Feel the weight of your body into the floor and up through your legs and up into your spine and up into your chest and up to the crown. As you feel the energy reaching down through the feet into the floor and up through the spine into the heavens above. Feel the strength of this pose, the openness of this pose. Allow your shoulders to roll back and down. Don't let your chest pop out, keep it soft. Belly gently held in, tailbone lengthening to the ground. Chin slightly tucked. Feel the strength of your standing pose. Can you feel the natural curves of your spine? The cervical spine, the neck curving in. The thoracic spine, the upper back curving away from you. The lower back. The lumbar spine curving in, and then a very tiny little curve away and in again for the tailbone. Keep the ribs soft. Let's play around and find your center. Eyes closed. Body straight. Lean as far forward as you can without falling over. Notice where tension has to come into your body to hold you up and resist gravity. Your toes will be gripping. Notice what happens to the natural curvature of the spine. And notice your breath. Now lean as far back as you can and feel how unstable this is. Again, notice the body and where you need to hold tension in order to keep from falling. Notice the quality of your breath, and maybe even notice the quality of your mental state. Is it all constricted and tight? Lean forward and back, just lessening the intensity of the movement until you feel your breath growing a bit deeper, more spacious, steadier. And notice that you can release all the major muscles now in the back and the shoulders and be beautifully, comfortably, buoyantly straight. Let the breath guide you. Allow the feeling tone of the body to be your teacher. Now let's repeat this observation as we lean to the side. Lean to one side, trying to keep your body as straight as possible. Lean as far as you can. Noticing when the body has to kick that tension in to hold you up and keep you from falling over. Notice your breath. And now let's lean as far over to the other side as you can. Notice the weight changing, the tension changing. How stable or unstable we feel in the foot, or both feet, or maybe one foot. What does the spine do? What's happened to the natural curves? And now gently shift back and forth, side to side. Getting smaller and smaller. Using the feeling tone to find stability and to find your center. Breathe in and extend your arms up overhead, palms together. If palms together is uncomfortable, you can place a block between the hands for more space, or you can just hold the arms out, open, or even use a strap. Holding a block will allow you to press your palms in together as you exhale. Bend over to the left and move your hips to the right. As you breathe in, see if you can extend through your fingers, lengthening this posture. Moving your hips more to the side as you exhale. Don't overdo it. Find your stable, comfortable position. Breathe and notice the quality of the breath, where you feel it most, and how it differs from the right side to the left side of your body. When you're ready, come back to straight. Inhale and reach up through your fingers right to the ceiling. And as you exhale, reach up and over to the other side, shooting your hips over in the opposite direction. Breathing in, lengthening once more, up and over, energy through the fingers. Notice your breath, the feeling tone of your body, the tension. Breathe, don't hold the breath unless that's what's happening and you notice that. Let's try and breathe. And then on your next inhalation, come on back to center, lengthen and release. into a lovely backward bending pose, bringing your hands together and maybe taking Kali Mudra by clasping your hands and then pointing your index fingers forward. Inhale, take your arms up overhead. Again, if it feels uncomfortable to have your arms together, if you've got tightness in the shoulders, you can just have the arms apart. It's all good. We want to press through the feet. Breathe in and extend up through our body into an upward backwards bend. Don't drop the head all the way back. Keep a lovely long line through the spine as you continue to reach up and back. Instead of thinking about dropping backwards, deepening the back bend, it's about moving up and over like a big rainbow, moving from the pelvis. Breathe here and notice the quality of the breath, the quality of your posture, your balance, and notice the effort. If it's too much, back off. We don't want to strain. It's not about how far you go in a posture. It's never about how far you go in a posture. But it's how deeply you invest into your investigation of your posture. Don't worry about thinking that you have to hit a certain Instagram pose. Experience the pose, live the pose. That's your yoga. If you need to just reach straight up without a back bend at all, that is totally fine as well. When you're ready, breathe in, lengthen straight back up. And as you exhale, release your arms to your side. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, roll your thighs in as you fold forward from your hips and lean into the back of your legs. Extending your torso out over your thighs. You can have your hands out to the side or at your hips. Find length through your spine. Notice how this feels in this half forward fold. Notice if bringing the rib cage back up into the body brings more ease into the back, or if letting it expand forward gives you a lovely extension and stretch. Observe. Notice the feeling places in your body. Avoid pain. Avoid sharp shooting pain or even a dull ache. Look for what feels good. Challenge is fine if it's a good challenge. We want to healthily, comfortably stress our body. We don't want to overstress it. Observe your breath. The breath holds the key. When the breath gets rough and jagged and ragged, it's telling you it's too much. Ease back, ease back. Notice your thoughts. Exhale, fold all the way down to the ground. And then inhale, roll back up like we did before, one vertebra at a time. Slowly feeling, experiencing, draw the belly button in so that you utilize the core to rise. Press through the feet so you find the strength of the earth and you feel no twinges or strain in the back. Roll, roll, roll. Feeling every single vertebra if you can, until you're back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Now shift your gaze slightly forward to the floor or to the wall in front of you. Shift your weight over to your right foot. We're coming into tree pose. And take your left foot to your inner thigh. If it doesn't go up that high, just place it by your ankle or along the side of your shin. Just avoid placing your foot on your knee, because when we place our foot high, we want to press our heel into our thigh and our thigh into our heel to keep it from sliding down. And you do not want to do that on your knee, because you will displace your knee out to the side. So as you find your strength into your tree pose, bring your hands to your heart in Anjali Mudra. And keep that gaze on one spot to give you balance. Find your drishti. If you're feeling comfortable, you can extend your arms towards the sky. Palms can stay together or they can open out. Connect down through the sole of your foot, down through the base of your big toe, across to the little toe, and right down to the center of the heel, drawing up through the arch, keeping a lovely strong arch in the foot, drawing the energy up from the earth. Notice again, where is the body holding tension? What is the breath doing? Feel a lovely lift and lengthening through the body, but maintain a softness and ease as you focus on your breath. Find stillness in your thoughts. Notice if you have a tendency of holding your breath. Trust me, that will not help you keep your balance. Find stability, find ease. That is the magic to your balance. As the mind stills and becomes calm, you'll find balance far easier. Observe, where is the mind at? Notice the gentle waverings in the body as the body tries to keep you upright on your tiny little foot, holding your entire body up. Try and even your hips out. Try not to hike one hip up. And when you're ready to come out, gently lower the hands in front of your heart space, and with full awareness, very, very slowly, lower your foot to the floor. And then shifting your weight to the other side and repeating tree pose. Take your time to find that balance, being very mindful of each movement, the placement of your feet, where you energize and draw up to find balance, where you focus, how your shoulders feel, what your ribs are doing, how the ankle has to work to keep the foot stable and the leg stable. Where is the breath at? Are you holding it again? Is there an ease in your pose, or is there strain? Today's practice will be completely different to tomorrow's practice. Observe. If you need a wall, that's totally fine too. You can stand right up close to a wall, and that will help you find the comfort and the ease and the strength and the balance in this pose. And And when you're ready, gently, slowly, mindfully, consciously release your foot back to the floor. And now coming down, lying on your back, bend your knees. You could have your feet hip width apart, or you can have them a little wider. It will depend completely on where the tightness is in the back of your legs and where that brings comfort into your knees and where that allows you to activate your glutes. So with those things in mind, let's explore placing our feet either hip width apart or slightly wider, making sure that the feet point in the same direction as your knees. Press strongly through your feet, allowing your hips and your pelvis to lift towards the ceiling. Try and find openness and ease in the back. The glutes may start to tense up, and that's okay. That's what they do. And if it's comfortable for the shoulders, you can gently rock from side to side to walk those shoulders in underneath you, clasping your hands. If that's no good, just press down through the upper arms, bend the elbows, and point your fingers to the sky. Breathe openness through the heart, and as your chest rises towards your chin, just allow a little space for the chin and the chest. Do not look from side to side here. Keep your gaze moving up towards the ceiling. Gently keep the back of the head gently connected to the floor. Notice your breath. Where is it? Has the quality of your breath changed as you try and hold this posture? Is this posture easy for you or hard? Observe. Notice. Maybe you can rise even deeper into this pose. Maybe you can't. Just observe. Be kind to yourself. As you press the floor away through your feet and through your arms, feel the opening in the front of your body. Maintain this continual activity of pressing into the floor to rise. Keeping comfort in the neck, relaxation in the jaw, dynamically working the static posture, moment by moment. When you're ready, relax your arms and very gently roll down through the spine, letting the pelvis come back down through the floor. Notice your breath. Release all effort. Roll over onto your belly. Extending your arms and your legs out. Now you can have your legs together, but if it's more comfortable for you to have them come apart, that is okay too. It depends where your strengths are. This is going to create some compression through the spine to build strength into our spinal column and into our back muscles as well. With your palms outstretched facing down to the ground, breathe in and lift your right leg straight up behind you as you lift your left arm out in front of you. Try not to bend the back knee. Observe if it feels like it's bending or not. Sometimes we're unaware. I know with myself one side bends and one side doesn't. It feels like we're getting high when that knee is bent, so try not to cheat. Find length and strength. Lift from your buttocks, from your inner thighs, and not from your knee. Also try not to grab and lift from the lower back. Use the strength of your glutes. Keep your hips and pubis firmly pressing into the floor. Gaze in front of you. Think of lengthening your body. What is your breath doing? Keep breathing. Are you holding it? Reach out through the crown of your head and out through the tail. Try not to jut your chin out, but find length through your spine. And as you exhale, come back down. Relax. And let's try it again on the other side. Extend up through your left leg and out through your right arm. Find that length and that strength. Observe your body. Where is the tensile resistance? Where is the compression? What is the breath doing? How do you feel? Where are your thoughts? Lengthen. Breathe. Extend. Release. Now let's bring our hands down by our side, palms facing down, and we're just going to lift the right leg up. Inhale, lengthen, let the heart peel up as well, length through the spine, hands pressing into the floor. Notice, observe, breathe, release. Other side, left leg, inhale, lengthen, chest lengthens, hands press into the floor. Notice, witness, observe, release. And do it 2 more times on each side, paying attention to the length of the breath, the movement, synchronized with the breath. Notice any changes as you alternate back and forth between right and left leg. And now we're going to move into shark pose. So clasp your hands behind you. Breathe in and extend your heart forward, lengthening up and off the ground, length through your spine. Observe your breath, feet reaching into the floor, energy through those legs. Breathe. Where do you experience the breath right now? Exhale, release the chest, release the arms. Inhale, rise up again, arms reaching back and up, open the heart forward, length through the spine, and now energize the legs and pick them up off the floor as well. Breathe, observe, notice, feel. Where do you feel the breath in your body? Is it in the same areas as before? Notice the quality of the breath as it continues to change. Release, relax. Rock the hips out from side to side. And make your way back up to your knees. We're going to move into a child's pose. So sitting on your shins, allowing your hips to move back towards your heels. And depending on how child's pose feels for you, you can have the knees together, feet together, or the knees slightly apart, feet touching. Or you can have the legs a little wider. Everyone's different. Everyone's going to feel comfortable in different positions. If child's pose isn't actually comfortable, you can do it with a bolster underneath you. Or you can rest your forehead on your hands. Lengthen through your spine as you come down into that child's pose, releasing your torso onto your thighs. Arms can be alongside your body, or if it's more comfortable, they can be out in front. Release yourself fully into this pose. Allow your weight to move back into your heels rather than onto your head and your neck. Let your breath be natural. And now notice, where are you experiencing that breath? Allow the breath just to be. And gently rise up again. Extend your legs out in front of you. Coming into staff pose, Dandasana. Press your hands into the ground beside your hips as you lift your chest. This is a full body static contraction. Notice where the breath is most felt. And notice the quality of the breath as you sit here, pressing your legs, your thighs, your calves, your heels evenly into the ground. What is your mind thinking right now? Experience this unassuming, seemingly simple pose. Notice the challenges that arise and observe your breath. From staff pose, bend your right knee up as you slide your right heel in as close as you can to your right sitting bone. And open your right leg out to the side. Allow your straight leg to extend out in front of you. If there's too much tightness, you can always raise your hips onto a blanket, and you can also place a little support underneath your knee. Extend up through your spine and fold out over your leg. You can use a strap if you need to, if you can't reach your feet, or you can grab hold to the sides of your mat or your knee, or reaching your feet, your toes. Allow your sitting bones to spread back and widen away from the heel of the straight leg. Allow your torso to move out over the straight leg as you experience fully this stretch. Observe your breath. Where is it? Sitting, belly, chest, elsewhere? Can you feel it in your back? How does your breathing affect this posture? How does your breath change as you stay here? Does the tension in the body increase or decrease as you breathe? Are you overstraining, or are you being honest with yourself? Are you reaching your edge, your limit, and pulling back slightly from there? Or are you trying to battle your ego and move deeper into a place your body's not yet willing to yield to? These are important notes. Force will not take you deeper. Surrender will. When you're ready to release, gently soften, draw your shoulders back, open your heart as you rise up. Breathe in and exhale to release to your seat. And swapping sides, we'll repeat on the other side. Inhale, extend. And exhale, reach towards that extended leg. Try and maintain length through your spine. There's no point coming all the way forward. If you're super rounded in the back, that's going to take the stretch out of the leg and put it into the back. And right now, we're trying to work our leg. So observe where you're at. Are you battling your ego once more, or are you practicing surrender? What is your breath telling you? And gently inhale, rolling back up, rising up, extending, exhale back to your seat. Extend both legs out. Inhale, lengthen, and you can reach for your shins or your feet as we do a forward fold. Paschimottanasana. Soften the groins. Breathe length into your torso. If there's too much tightness in the legs, then by all means bend the knees. And if you feel like your back is rounding too much and your pelvis is rocking back, then lift yourself up onto a blanket. Allow your back to round out evenly, and not until you've folded from your hips all the way forward. Allow your chest to move out over your legs. When you've reached your destination in this pose, finding that feeling place, and hopefully it feels good. Again, avoid pain, sharp shooting sensations, or any aches that don't feel right. You can start to turn your awareness inwards. Surrender into this posture and focus on your breath. Not too taut and not too slack. Just finding the middle ground, the Goldilocks position. When effort is too strenuous, it leads to strain. It's finding that middle ground. Inhale as you lift, and exhale to release completely. Bring your hands behind you and bend your knees. We're going to come into a reverse plank, but we'll start off first with just a reverse tabletop. So placing the hands on the floor behind you, fingers facing forward, feet hip width apart. Lift the pelvis up towards the ceiling as you allow your heart to open. You don't need to jam your hips all the way to the sky. If it's comfortable, you can absolutely let the head fall back. If it's not, gaze up or forward. Breathe. Find openness in the chest. Observe your breath, the feeling tone of your body right now. Where is the tension? Where is the strain? If it's too much, release. If you can find that middle ground, remember, not too hard, not too soft, just right. Stay there for a few more breaths. And on your next exhale, release. Now, if that was a challenge, that's the one you're going to repeat. If you're stronger, then we're going to extend our legs out and do a reverse plank. So once again, with the hands behind us, legs extended, we're pushing through the floor, lifting the hips and letting your feet roll flat towards the floor. Inhaling to lift the pelvis towards the ceiling as you point your toes towards the ground. Allow your tailbone to reach towards your feet. And make sure your wrists are directly below your shoulders for comfort. Arms nice and straight and strong. Keep your chin to your chest or allow your head to go all the way back if it feels comfortable. Where is the breath right now? What is the quality of the breath? Is this a challenging pose for you? Try not to hold the breath and release the struggle. Find the ease. Stiram Sukham Asanam, stable, comfortable pose or seat. Keep your focus on the breath. And then gently, when you're ready, exhale yourself back down. Lying down on your back, we're going to come into our reclined spinal twist. And you can do, depending on how your spine feels, you can choose to do an easy twist with the knees bent up and rolled to the side, or if you want to come into a deeper twist with me right now, we're going to do our little twisted roots twist. So lying on your back with your legs bent, soles of your feet on the ground, cross your left thigh over your right thigh, nice and snug. Shift your hips over towards the left side. And as you breathe out, drop your knees to the right. Allow your shoulders to come to the ground. You can gaze in any direction that feels appropriate for your neck. If you need to have a little support underneath your knees, you can do that too. We're not looking for strain, we're looking for release. And if it's comfortable for you, you can weigh your legs down with your hand and reach out with your left arm. Try and keep the left shoulder blade flat to the floor. Let your chest be broad and open as you rest here. You can also extend your arms to a T if that feels good. Notice how this twist feels. Knees can be high or low. How's it affecting your breath? Can you sense your inner body as you lie here? This twist slightly compresses our internal organs, so we can really tune in to what's going on there. As you inhale and exhale, do the sensations change? When you're ready to come out of the posture, and there's no hurry, just feel into it. When you're ready, gently roll onto your back, uncross your legs, readjust your hips, cross the legs the other way, shift the hips, and repeat as you drop your knees down. Allow your shoulders to come down. Notice the quality of your mind, the feeling tone in your body, the extension and the rotation through the spine. And of course, what effect does this twist have on your breath? Is it the same on this side as the other side? Deeply surrender into your observation, into the sensations of this asana. As you rest here longer, do the sensations change? How does your entire body feel right now? And when you're ready to come out of the pose, roll back onto your back and cross your legs and release them down into shavasana. Allow your feet once more to drop out hip width apart, arms out by your side, lengthening your tailbone towards your heels, flattening out your shoulder blades. Allow your heart to be open, your face to be relaxed. Turn your palms up towards the sky and draw your awareness once more to your breath. Notice where you most experience it right now, and then note the qualities of your breath. Observe each breath as it comes and goes. Notice when thoughts, feelings, daydreams, images arrive. And as you become aware of them, breathe them out. Let them go. Come back to your breath. Be here now. If you feel or become aware of any tension in the body, breathe it out. Breathe it out. Breathe it out. Can you just experience your breath, nothing more, nothing less. In, out, in, out. Allow the breath to breathe you. Like the waves of the ocean, coming in and coming out, its own rhythm, its own pattern. Are you the witness, or are you the experiencer, or are you the controller? Where are you in this process of breathing? This is a poem in Surrender by Helen Redfern. Surrender to the present moment. In this moment, in this place, you are safe. There is no danger here, no need for fight, no need for flight. So slow your breathing, relax your muscles, You can rest now. Surrender yourself to the space around you, to the mat beneath your body, to the ground beneath your mat. Cease fighting. Lay down your arms. Literally lay down your arms. Embrace the liberation and peace that is found in renouncing the struggle. Surrender takes practice. This is not easy work. Surrender takes courage. This is not giving up. Surrender takes strength. This is not a sign of weakness. Surrender to whatever arises. Stop trying to prevent it or control it. This is what is. Do not resist. Allow it to move into the light. Slow down. Allow your mind's clamoring agitations to melt away. Focus on being. Stop striving. Stop doing. Simply be. Stop fixing. Stop solving. Simply be. Stop ruminating. Stop catastrophizing. Simply be. Let go of all expectations, internal and external. Descend through the layers of tension. Rest in the release. Descend into that healing death that is corpse pose, when all is still, when all striving cease. Rest in the release. Surrender to the flow of life. Yield to it. Do not oppose it. Now is the time to experience the flow of life. Now is the only time we have. Accept the present moment precisely as it is. No agenda, no objective, no judgment. Relinquish internal resistance to what is. This is what is. Everything is for a season. This too will pass. Surrender the strain of forcing the outcome. Surrender control of what is to come. Be prepared to accept whatever outcome arises. Be prepared to hold loosely. Be prepared to journey without attachments to the destination. For what will be, will be. Surrender to wisdom. So simple yet profound. You are alive. You are safe. You are held. Submit to the source of all life. Trust in the source of all light. Devote your life to the source of all love. Stay here as long as you like, or if you're ready to come back into the world, bringing this awareness of mindfulness, this awareness of your breath and this awareness of your body into your day. Gently start to reawaken, deepening your breath, wiggling your fingers and toes, experiencing, observing, enjoying all of who you are right now in this moment. And gently roll to your side, resting for a few more moments in a little fetal position. It's feeling the change in gravity, noticing the change in your breath. And slowly making your way back to a beautiful, comfortable seat. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. Namaste.